A river doesn't just carry water, it carries life. And that is why some of the oldest human civilizations started near the rivers. Let's get to know some of the largest rivers in the world. I am super excited. How about you? Hello and welcome to isaykids. Hope you have subscribed to the channel. A river is a large natural stream of flowing water. Rivers are found on every continent and on nearly every kind of land. Rivers and lakes are the major sources of fresh water on each of the continents around the world and are vital to the communities that they serve. When we talk about the largest rivers in the world, we are referring solely to length. The length of a stream is the distance measured along the stream channel from the source to a given point or to the outlet. A distance that may be measured on a map or from aerial photographs. Because of the various tributaries and reservoirs, it is difficult to measure the precise lengths of the rivers of the world. Furthermore, rivers change over time and the measurements of these rivers too. Let's see some of the largest rivers. The Amur River. With a length of more than 4,000 kilometers, the Amur River is one of the largest rivers in the world and the most prominent in the Federation of Russia. It is located on the border of Russia and China. It has 200 tributaries and it is a home to numerous birds and especially the oriental white storks. The river also has over 120 species of fish and also the Kaluga sturgeon that capsizes fishing boats and drown fishers. The Congo River. Besides being one of the world's largest rivers with a length of 4,700 kilometers, it is also the deepest river on earth with a depth of approximately 230 meters. The river flows through the second largest rainforest in the world, which is the Congo rainforest. Because its drainage basin includes areas both north and south of equator, its flow is stable as there is always at least one part of the river experiencing a rainy season. The Congo Basin is regarded as one of the most significant ecological areas in the world due to its biodiversity. It is home to 10,000 species of tropical plants, 400 species of mammals, 1,000 species of birds, and 700 species of fish. Many of these species are endemic to the region. The Rio de la Plata is a very long river that has a rich history. Depending on the geographer, the Rio de la Plata may be considered a river, an estuary, a gulf, or a marginal sea. If considered a river, it is the widest in the world. The river is one of the few that has a high level of salinity in the water. It empties into the Atlantic Ocean and forms a funnel-shaped indentation on the southeastern coastline of South America. The river is about 290 kilometers long and widens from 2 kilometers at its source to about 220 kilometers at its mouth. It forms part of the border between Argentina and Uruguay. The Yellow River is often called the cradle of Chinese civilization, as it was the most prosperous region in early Chinese history. The Yellow River is yellow because of the great amount of yellow silt suspended in the river. Originating in the Bayankala Mountains in Ganghi province in western China, it flows through 9 provinces of China and empties into the Bohai Sea. The Yellow River's top attractions include Puku Waterfall, the Loess Plateau, and ancient cities. Since 1960, over 14 dams have been constructed on the river for hydroelectric power, which is vital to northern China's infrastructure. The mighty Yellow River has earned the name China's Sorrow for its tendency to flood, with devastating consequences over the centuries. The Yenisei River is the fifth longest river system in the world and the largest to drain into the Arctic Ocean. The name possibly comes from a phrase meaning Mother River. That would be a realistic name given how many people have benefited from this river's water. The river was home to nomadic tribes in the past and it has some large settlements along with it today. A significant feature of the Upper Yenisei is Lake Baikal, the deepest and oldest lake in the world. The river is prone to freezing up in winter as it experiences chilling temperatures. Explosives are used to shatter the ice. Icebreaker boats are used to keep shipping lanes open in the busy estuary. The river is a brilliant source of fish, including salmon and sturgeon. The Taimi reindeer herd, a migrating tundra reindeer, the largest reindeer herd in the world, migrates to winter grazing ranges along the Yenisei. The Ob River is a very long, significant water feature in Siberia, Russia. Together with Itish, it forms the world's seventh longest river system at 5,410 kilometers. The river only runs through Russia and its mouth is at the Gulf of Ob. The Gulf of Ob is the world's longest estuary. The river is currently used for agriculture, hydroelectricity, and drinking water around the city of Novosibirsk, the largest city in Siberia and third largest in Russia. From November to April, for half the year, the river is in a frozen state. The Mississippi River is a part of a larger system of water that includes the Mississippi, Missouri, Jefferson, and other tributaries. From its traditional source of Lake Itasca in northern Minnesota, it flows to the Mississippi River Delta in the Gulf of Mexico. The Mississippi River releases over 4 million gallons of water into the Gulf of Mexico every second. Overall, it takes about 3 months for water flowing from the Mississippi River's headwaters at Lake Itasca to reach the Gulf of Mexico. With its many tributaries, the Mississippi's watershed drains all or parts of 32 US states and 2 Canadian provinces between the Rocky Mountains and Appalachian Mountains. Encompassing over 1.2 million square miles, the Mississippi River is the third largest river basin in the world. Within the river's shipping channel, the widest point is the Lake Pepin, where the channel is about 2 miles wide. If you're liking the video, please press the like button, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. The Yangtze River is the longest river in Asia, the third longest in the world and the longest in the world to flow entirely within one country, and it is 6,300 kilometers long. This river is home to many unique plants and animals and has served as a base of trade and continues to help the country by being a source of immense hydroelectric energy generation. The Three Gorges Dam on the Yangtze is the largest hydroelectric power station in the world. The river connects many cities together in trade and travel. The Yangtze River is the busiest river in the world with cruise ships, ferries, and transport barges crisscrossing the river. The Nile River. The Nile River's mouth is in the Mediterranean Sea and the water flows deep into Africa. The longest river in Africa, it has historically been considered the longest river in the world, though this has been contested by research saying that the Amazon River is slightly longer. However, the Nile is amongst the smallest of the major world rivers by measure of cubic meters flowing annually. About 6,650 kilometers long, its drainage basin covers 11 countries: Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Ethiopia, Eritrea, South Sudan, Republic of Sudan, and Egypt. In particular, the Nile is the primary water source of Egypt, Sudan, and South Sudan. The Nile has two major tributaries: the White Nile, which begins at Jinja, Lake Victoria, and is considered the headwaters streams of Nile. And the second one is the Blue Nile, which is the source of water downstream containing 80% of the water and silt. The Blue Nile begins at Lake Tana in Ethiopia. The two rivers meet at the Sudanese capital of Khartoum. It takes a strange detour in the desert. After stubbornly pushing north for most of its course, the Nile takes a surprising turn in the midst of Sahara. With its main tributaries finally united, it continues north through Sudan for a while, then abruptly turns southwest and starts flowing away from the sea. It goes on like this for about 300 kilometers, as if it's heading back to Central Africa instead of Egypt. It eventually gets back on track and crosses Egypt as one of the most famous and influential rivers on earth. As it winds into Egypt, the Nile transforms a swath of Sahara Desert along its banks. Thanks to its seasonal influx of water from Ethiopia, the lower Nile has historically flooded in summer, soaking the desert soil in its floodplain. But water didn't change the Sahara alone. The Nile also brought a secret ingredient: all the sediment it collected along the way, mainly black silt eroded by the Blue Nile and Atbara from basalt in Ethiopia. These silty floodwaters would surge into Egypt each summer, then dry up and leave behind a miraculous black mud which is extremely rich and fertile. Undoubtedly, Nile is a very important river. Its vital waters enable cities to sprout in the midst of a desert. And finally, the Amazon River. It is in South America and is the largest river by discharge volume of water and the disputed longest river in the world in comparison to the Nile. This river stretches across Peru, Colombia, and Brazil. In fact, it flows almost clear across the continent of South America. The Mantaro along the Apurimac River are the sources of Amazon River. The Amazon River has an average discharge of 209,000 meter cube per second, approximately 6,591 kilometer cube per year, greater than the next seven largest independent rivers combined. Two of the top 10 rivers by discharge are tributaries of the Amazon River. The Amazon represents 20% of the global river in discharge into oceans. The Amazon basin is the largest drainage basin in the world, with an area of approximately 70 lakh kilometers square. The portion of the river's drainage basin in Brazil alone is larger than any other river's basin. The Amazon enters Brazil with only one-fifth of the flow. It finally discharges into the Atlantic Ocean, yet already has a greater flow at its point than the discharge of any other river. Recent geological studies suggest that for millions of years the Amazon River used to flow in the opposite direction, that is, from east to west. Eventually, the Andes Mountains formed, blocking its flow to the Pacific Ocean and causing it to switch direction to its current mouth in the Atlantic Ocean. Would you believe it if I tell you that there are no bridges across the entire width of the river? And this is not because the river would be too wide to bridge. For most of its length, engineers could build a bridge across the river easily. For most of its course, the river flows through the Amazon rainforest, where there are very few roads and cities. Most of the time, the crossing can be done by a ferry. The Manaus Iranduba Bridge, linking the cities of Manaus and Iranduba, spans the Rio Negro, the second largest tributary of the Amazon, just before their confluence. The Amazon has over 1,100 tributaries, 12 of which are over 1,500 kilometers long. Along with the Orinoco, the Amazon is one of the main habitats of the boto, also known as the Amazon River dolphin. It is the largest species of river dolphin and it can grow to lengths of up to 8.5 feet. The Amazon River has a hidden twin river flowing below it. Did you know that? The Yangtze River flows some 4 kilometers underground, and although it's believed to be up to 4 times wider than the Amazon River itself, the world's mightiest river still is a mystical place that hides innumerable secrets. That's it for now. Hope you liked the video. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates. Stay healthy friends, stay safe, take care, have a great day. Bye bye.